Folks, it has been a while and it is remake time yet again, baby. I've done a few of these now and I find them just so fascinating to watch because I'm not coming into this with the angle of let's just shit on the remake, but I'm genuinely curious to see like what's different, what's changed, and try and understand maybe why, and they're a lot of fun for it. And if you haven't guessed already, we are looking at Shutter. Thank you to all you folks that shouted this one out. Now straight off the bat I'm going to say something a little controversial here, so drum roll please. Thank you, me editing this in the future. This might be like my favourite and the best remake I've done yet. Now, I'm going to put a bit of an asterisk on that. Now what I mean is it the best in the sense of like the remake movies and the best movie on its own? No. But we're going to have a lot of fun with it. What I do mean though is a lot of the choices they've made to adapt this movie, you know, some are definitely questionable, we'll talk about those, but there are some interesting choices in here which I will say I feel like beat out the original in a lot of ways. So we'll come on to those as well. As per with these sort of original remake double feature videos, we're going to look at the remake of Shutter, make our way through it, have some fun as we do, but then after that we're going to touch on the original in less detail but point out the things that are different, they've changed, and kind of what stood out to me. So with all that, I'm Gub. I like to look at horror movies and just have a bit of fun with them, you know? It's not here just to shit on them, but praise them where they need praise and obviously laugh at them where they need to be laughed at. So if that is your type of thing and you enjoy this, please do hit subscribe. If you're on mobile, please do hype the video, it helps. I don't know how, but I see that it does, so that will be awesome. And as per, but with absolutely no less weight to it, thank you so much to the channel members for supporting the channel. Like, you allow me to keep making the videos and find the videos, and when copyright creeps its way in, like, it helps. It fucking helps. You're awesome. And now setting up the movie as spoiler free as I can, let's just see how well the remake of Shutter does, because I don't really want to specify anything more than that, because honestly, it's pretty damn interesting. I don't want to take that away from you just yet. Let's go. With a movie called Shutter, we are of course kicking things off with some creepy photos turning negative, but hold on, it is party time, whoop whoop.
Thank you all so much for being here, and
It's a wedding, so I had to dress for the occasion. Our lovely couple here and stars of the movie, we have got Ben and Jane. And of course, being newlywed, carrying her home, well, I think we all know what that means, people, yes. He pile drivers her off the couch.
I am gonna drive.
This is what I get for marrying a photographer.
They just have a quick pump before the car arrives to take them off to their new life in Tokyo. We finally arrive, well, not to our home, but we're closer at least. Take a couple of quick snaps, which I imagine will be relevant later in the movie. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, and back on to driving.
I'm sorry, can you check the map?
Our boy's asleep here, and look, I think yous know me by now. Like, I'm not going to make some lazy, cheap joke about women drivers. Women drivers, I'm a right, boys. For the record, I can't even drive myself, like I am a full-time passenger princess. We have hit some late night walker, but unfortunately our newlyweds have an involuntary little nap right now, but uh-oh.
There's a girl on the road. I think she might be dead.
Yeah, as you might have guessed, she is gone.
Oh, I might have killed someone.
Janie, there's nothing here.
She could be covered in the snow. Ben, we have to find her.
Janie, there's no blood. There's nothing here.
We have to find her.
Darling, please, let me get you back in the car.
The blue lights roll on up on this cold, snowy, temperature-dropping night, so of course Jane loses a layer and comes outside.
They can't just leave.
They searched the woods, they called the hospitals, there's nothing. Look, they think we hit an animal, you're absolutely positive that it was a girl?
Ben, she was standing right here.
This isn't right.
With no reports, we are chalking this one up to being an animal, and it is on to the cabin for them.
I think I tweaked something back there.
Jane, on the other hand, yes, she is not convinced it was nothing, as you can tell by this very weirdly framed shot for like just a moment. It is on to the next day, and with Jane still a little on edge, overthinking and pondering what just happened, how's our man coping?
We have got to start taking some pictures.
He could not give a fuck. Like fucking hell, Ben.
If there was a girl, I promise you, she is somewhere right now sitting in bed, eating ice cream and having her cast sign. Let's take some photographs. You wanna press the button?
I want to press the button.
That's why they paid me the big bucks.
Our couple have moved to Tokyo because Ben has got himself a new job and it's time to get started.
Yoko, kawata na.
Woman, his literal brand new wife is right there. Get off him.
Hi.
And out comes his old friend slash new boss giving him the job, Roy. I mean, Bruno. He'll never not be Roy to me.
Bruno!
Oh, look at you. Oh.
2 years.
Supposed to be Jane?
Yes, Bruno. Jane, Bruno.
Congratulations.
We're off to meet the clients and take a breather, and I never understand this.
Eager to get going, and I think I should mention they're very pleased with our choice of photographer. You ready?
It's glass, mate. Like, are they all in there just pretending to not see you take a moment? Now that we've had work and met the boss, it is time to see the new digs/studio.
Right this way. Yes, this is your assistant, Benshaw Seiko Nakamura. Yeah? Will it work? Good?
Yeah, better than good.
This place has everything you could possibly need. It has its very own darkroom and its own assistant. But on we move upstairs to the living space.
Most of this stuff from another shoot. Figured they wouldn't miss it.
You always were a sneaky bastard.
It's huge! My God!
And it's all ours.
We just sneak Bruno a little something, which will definitely come back later, and settle on in.
Too bad there was nothing else that we could do. Up here?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave either, mate. Lock the door, throw away the key. We're just on to spooky night time now, and we get the most chill reaction to scary ghost death nightmare in cinematic history. She is unfazed by everything. That little sneaky pass Ben made to Bruno earlier was those earlier photos now being developed. It didn't take long for that to be, like, revealed.
What's this?
I don't know. Reflection, maybe?
Oh, it's in a couple of them.
Really? Maybe I misloaded the film.
In a new unfamiliar house, we just get a little bit more spooky with some banging on the window because, of course, we need that here. And right on down to the studio to see how Ben is doing.
Drop your hand off the bottle just a little. Look, right there, perfect. Okay, hold that last couple.
Why is everyone being so touchy with Ben? Like, fucking get off him. I will come back to this later.
Hold that, hold it, hold that, last couple.
Our gal is just touristing for the day. Well, technically they've moved here now, so new homeownering for the day, and we are hitting the arcade. I would spend all my money here. Fuck, if they had Misu King, I wouldn't fucking leave. With Jane's pictures for the day taken, it is actually the assistant that gets this movie's quest started.
You know what these are?
Yeah, my ex-boyfriend works at a spirit photography magazine. I can introduce you tomorrow, after the photo shoot. Come on, it'll be fun.
That's cute, you girls have a date.
Yes, that's right, people. Spirit photos. We are all just meeting up with Ben's other friend now, Adam, and it is bro time.
So, hey, Brew, you remember that Russian hostess from the other night?
No.
Yeah, I called her. She's coming in for an audition on Wednesday.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Some things never change.
It's my job.
But like sleazy bro time. Like, come on, guys. You're adults now.
I rep models. I got this guy all the girls he's working with the next 2 weeks.
You guys make quite the team, don't you?
Certainly did.
With one little bit of scummy introduction, we are getting back to work, and people, we are getting more extravagant.
Eyes right to lens, perfect.
We have got the great outdoors, the sun is shining, one model just looks like she doesn't want to be there, and of course, ghosties.
You left me.
What did you say?
What?
Dude, do you really think there's a chance that that was a real person who's just hiding really fucking well behind a model right now? Like, I get you're curious, but you're looking for them.
Alessandra, can you bring your leg out a little bit? Thank you.
We are hitting up Spirit Picture magazine. How they manage a whole regular magazine out of that is beyond me, but you know, to each their own.
You're a phony! Hey, everybody! This guy's a great big phony!
Yes, people, if this is your first time on the internet, you may be shocked to learn they are faking pictures for the content. And also, if it's your first time on the internet, how did you find this first, honestly?
Look, our readers want to see scary photos, and real ones are hard to find.
But the Spirit magazine may be faking things now, but it did start with some humble beginnings.
Look, I started this magazine 3 years ago, and this is the first photo we ever published. It was taken after my mother had passed away.
But I hear you folks, Gub, that's only one picture. Surely that has to be just a simple blur and nothing more to it.
We didn't fake these.
Okay, never mind. Our man has a room full of them.
Spirit photography has been around since the 1800s. As long as photography itself.
I will admit though, as big as this room is, some of them are a little bit more convincing than others. You know, we're talking from clear ghosty down to somebody just a little smudged. They all just look like fucking YouTube thumbnails with that bloody red circle though. Like, I genuinely don't even fucking know what's being zoomed in on here. He just gives us the rundown here that ghosts can appear to people they love, but then he gives us this.
I've seen pictures where living people have appeared. I think it's a case of strong emotions making themselves heard.
Take note of that, we may return to that later.
Think about it. Why all that effort if you don't have something to say?
But these are just photos, right? Like, we know they can be edited. How do we know they're legit? Well, he has us covered there as well.
Does this mean that you can't tell which ones are real or which ones are fakes?
Well, I know that you can't fake a Polaroid. There's no negative.
It honestly just feels like an ad for Polaroid at this point. Are you unsure if your photo blurs are maybe just finger smudges, light burns, the spirit of somebody you knew and loved you haunting you? Well, wonder no more with Polaroid. Just aim and shoot and you will know if it's a ghost haunting you every time, anytime. With Polaroid, it's all positive, because there's no negative. I'm really happy with that tagline. Polaroid, please send me some money if you use it.
And that comes a photo.
We are back onto Ben in his dark room just developing. Not as a character though, just as photos, but uh-oh. That is all we get. This movie for a large part is just like cut to somebody, quick ghost, move on. And right up next is Jane on her way home, now just death staring a child for them to give up their seat. Woman, you could stand anywhere. Get away from the child. And again, as you may expect by now, we move on. We finally do get home, enough death-staring children, and our Ben is absolutely not a happy bunny.
Then they must have damaged it at the lab. The film from today's shoot is ruined.
Dude is freaking out, and what makes it worse is they can't even do a reshoot, so no more legs poking out for him.
We've seen this before. Like the pictures from the cabin.
It makes sense. It's the same camera. It must have got banged up in the crash.
Finally, we have the moment where Jane is coming clean with everything she sees, and well, what do you think? Do you think Ben will be open to the idea?
Bruno?
I saw her.
Great. That means she's okay.
No, she's not okay, Ben. Christ, I think she's dead. I know what it sounds like. I know it sounds crazy, but...
Jane, I haven't seen any ghosts.
Don't be like that.
Of course not. But also, remember this. I'll come back to it.
I have to work.
I've never asked you to hold my hand. I've never asked you
Jane,
to
that's
listen
what this is about. Now, come on. Today is just not the day. I'm sorry.
Now, writers, how do we depict Ben at a low point and struggling but without words? I have it. Have him drink milk straight from the carton. Trust me, it'll work. He just gets himself to the doctor's where he is first weighed. And then they discuss their favourite Paramore merchandise by the looks of it, but nothing seems to be wrong with them. We just scoot on back to the not-so-dark room and our lovers are reconnecting at last.
Mosh mosh.
Hi, it's me.
Here's a small issue I have with this scene though. They just showed us that Jane was not home, clearly for the purpose of showing us that Jane is not home. Like, it didn't have any other reason. So you already think it's a ghost. We know she's out new homeownering a lot around the city, so just don't show us it first, have the ghost scare, and then jump to her. Like, that would have worked. And now, viewer, my issues aside, is that turning point where Ben is finally ready to believe. That is fucking gross, movie. Fly under the eyelid. I didn't know I didn't like it until now, but I don't like it. Our gal runs home, she is not over encumbered by her shopping, and that creepy room from earlier? Just quick, I love this shot so much. It's slow, it's creepy, like just let me see his face. This is one of those famous moments where Jane is absolutely bang on the money and Ben is still being skeptical of ghosts and spirits.
I think you should take a look at her pictures.
Jane, a fortune teller.
Please, I need you. What can it hurt?
With all this though, we do need answers, so we're heading right on to a cheeky chappy to get some of that spirit cleansing.
That's a lie. The spirit is energy. The body dies, the flesh rots.
It's what we know already, that spirits stay in this world. You know, there's a lot of high emotions, that's the reason why, so it can be love, it can be hate. But then he keeps ramping things up.
He's talking crazy.
Wait, what is he saying?
Not saying anything.
No,
Saying
I think
we're
he's
on our
trying to
own.
help us.
We're leaving.
Now, there is no subtitles here, so I've googled what he says, and based on that alone, I'll add in subtitles, so hopefully it's correct.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Yeah, I don't think it was nothing, Ben. He could not get out of there any faster.
He's a fake, a scam artist, okay? We're wasting our time here. We'll talk about it later? Okay, later. Sorry, everybody.
Our Jane is absolutely not leaving it at that, and she gets to investigating. We spy the photo shoot prints, and these blurs are looking oddly consistent.
That's my office.
That is right, folks, we are off to head office to get exploring, but this is a good office. There's a lot of square footage here. She's going to need at the very least a map, or maybe an assistant, or, I don't know off the top of my head, some flickering lights and a ghost spirit whisper to guide her. Okay, thank God she has everything she needs. We are slow walking suspiciously and snapping as we go. This whole bit is basically just Pokemon Snap if it had a, you know, modelling agency business level.
Hello there. Yes.
With one very specific quick snap, we are shaking that bad boy up and uh-oh. We get some screams and get to running the hell out of here, but unfortunately the doors, they are a-slamming and pictures, they are a-falling. Oh shit, Ben took this. I bet he's been framed. Sorry. Speak of the devil though, as he is just finishing up a shift and maybe now time to chill with a beer, but also, this isn't the time to relax.
Hey!
Oh, and also fair warning, I'll put a time here. We're about to get one of those flash from the camera as the only source of light moment for a little while, so you know, it gets a bit stroby.
Look, this isn't funny anymore. Turn on the lights. Who's there?
This ghostie is just jump scaring and leg grabbing, you know, the classic ghost stuff, until Jane finally saves the day.
You know who she is.
And now, at long last, confronting Benny Boy, we are getting some backstory.
I don't think she'd ever had a serious relationship before.
Long story short, Ben and this girl actually dated. Her father did not like it or approve, as he wanted a traditional son-in-law type deal.
She wanted to spend more and more time at my place. Oh my God. You really shouldn't have done it.
Her dad did die though. Her dad did die though. No, I did say that right. Fuck me.
After that, she was different. Needy. I knew she was suffering, but there was nothing that I could do. I just wasn't falling in love with her.
And this is where she got obsessive and needy, which I'm going to put an asterisk on because her fucking dad died. Like, let her be a little bit obsessive and needy for a while.
She was going to hurt someone. Herself. She followed me everywhere.
This is where his friends Bruno and Adam come in. They said they would talk to her to make her stop. Okay, so we've got an ex-girlfriend who was obsessed with our man and was basically just told to fuck off.
Why was she on that road?
I don't know. She must have been following me.
We now have it locked in, let's move. As soon as that moon comes up, we are straight on the phone to Bruno for a definitely not suspicious nighttime call.
I saw her the other day. What? She was just on the street. She was pointing at me and just went the other way. She kind of creeps me out, man.
And now let's check in on friendo number 2, Adam, while he's at work.
If I'd have known this was necessary, I would have worn something a little nicer.
That's gonna be just fine.
Hold up. Fine. Are you joking? Like, are we seeing the same person right now? He gets his camera out of his readily available and probably legal but still very bloody creepy box, and it is time to shoot.
Giddy up, cowboy.
See, let's go, because I can tell you now, I am giddy and I am... I've decided to not finish that. Nope. I mean, I sit here doing this. I work full time. I should have been a photographer. I could have been someone. It is not just all beautiful, scantily clad women posing for you.
Look, I'm not going to keep posing if you're not going to take the picture.
No, we are dealing with natural light, so we have got some lens flares to deal with. God damn, man, you couldn't find a worse view than that. Viewfinder, I really tried to shoehorn that one in.
Hey man,
Ben just gets the news of what's happened here today, and we are back on to other friend Bruno. We are immediately told that Adam didn't make it, and as for Bruno, yeah, he's not doing so well. I know this is supposed to be like creepy death and all that, but see minus the blood. I quite like this mosaic look. I don't know, it's pleasing to look at. Minus the death, blood and murder and all that. We are zipping straight on over to Bruno's place, and if you haven't guessed already by the way he speaks and in the photos, he has definitely seen better days. I mean, even breaking up with Pam wasn't this rough. He just Dawn of the Dead intros our asses before he finally decides, with all this sadness, add a little bit of whimsy to his day and cannonball out the window. Cannonball! With his 2 friends down, we are just booking it straight back home to pack our shit, which is more than fair, but hey, some good news, something to lighten the mood. We have got the wedding photos back.
These pictures were taken before the crash. How can she possibly...
This isn't about the crash. She was with us before we got here.
For fuck's sake, when somebody makes a toast at a wedding, this is not the type of raising your spirits they had in mind. I like that one.
Then we have to find her.
Next stop for our newlyweds, who are definitely not in the honeymoon phase anymore, we are off to ex-girlfriend and professional ghost Megumi's place. As you may expect, it is very slow, there's no answer, but of course it's a horror movie, so, you know, on in we go.
Is anyone there?
Naturally, with no response, we are heading in slowly. There's one little fly just buzzing around, so at worst, I mean, she probably just needs a shower, right? Fucking hell, Megumi, she looks like she just needs some chocolate.
You just can't wait for me to die, can you? What was all that yelling?
With a stressful day of death and dead bodies, which, to be fair, that would dampen anybody's day.
Police said Megumi's funeral will be tomorrow. She'll be cremated. And then we can go home.
We are off to get some shut-eye, and yes folks, you did just hear the little one say roll over, because there are 3 in this bed. I wish I had that power. I mean, being alive overall, it is better, but TPing out the bed just to get the big light, that's the fucking dream. Now, viewer, question for you. Do you remember that earlier sexy time in the movie? I know, silly question. Like, how could we forget? But this time around, we have got Megumi, and she is trying out all Jane's best moves. I mean, she is really going to put her back into it. Oh no, take that back. Don't, please. Please don't put your back into it. If anything, leave your back out of it. 2 pints.
What's the matter?
Our boy Ben gives himself the classic face splash just to reset the mood and make his way back to bed. Oh, will you just fuck off? Look, I'm not siding with Ben here by any means, but you are everywhere. She just slowly takes Ben down, then shows him exactly why he should never have broken up with her, like a petty ex, but it isn't exactly good.
No. Well...
With all this commotion, our Jane finally wakes up, screams in his face a few times before we get the real antagonist of the movie. The longest curtains you have ever fucking seen.
Get out! Do you hear me? He left you because he never loved you!
Thankfully, old bile breath Ben is back awake, and we are now just hitting up the funeral. It is a chill and sombre affair. It's really just so that we know that the body's now dealt with and we can finally move on. Also do keep note though, as it will come up. Things are starting to look lovely again though. We wake up to a petal heart, the most lovely of hearts that you can wake up to. We are buying a single loose baguette, the best sign of a joyous shopping spree. And we get even more photos developed. It'll just be some lovely wedding pictures, I imagine, right? Right. Fucking hell, she is still here. Megumi here is crawling along whilst they're having some sexy times, unaware this is going on, and moving right on into the picture. I mean, talk about a fatal frame. I'm alright. I had no breath left. Although for you, Jane, careful, like I wouldn't get too close to that. I'm getting flashbacks of Drangleic Castle right now. Clever Clogs Jane though realises that it is behind the picture, so she is into the cupboard and she finds that OG camera. She is booting up that top of the line high-speed 256 megabyte memory card, and well, we don't get to see what's on it right now, but we see Jane see what's on it, and well, I think she sees enough for all of us. Ben is finally back, and he is not coming empty-handed.
Hey, I'm back. I got the cheesecake.
He just doesn't realise that Jane isn't empty-handed either.
What's going on?
Where did you get those? Stop.
Oh shit, Ben, like you really are the fucking worst.
What did you do to her? She was crazy. Jane, I didn't know what to do. She wouldn't stop.
He immediately just goes to justifying himself, well, trying to justify himself, should I say, for how they got Megumi away, and well, it is rough.
Adam said he had some pills. Like sleeping pills, just a little bit stronger.
Fair warning for you folks, what you think happened, yeah, that happened, and it's a very slow scene.
All we were going to do was take pictures. And then if she wouldn't stop, I could use them against her. I could show them to people at work. I could show them to her mother.
It seems like their initial plan was get her intoxicated in some way, drink or drugs or whatever it was, take some photos that would like shame her into fucking off and leaving either the company or Ben or both and just go away. But instead, whilst in that state, Ben leaves her with his friends.
Adam, hold it down. Hey, don't struggle.
I know I should have done something, but I didn't touch that girl.
What?
It was Adam and Bruno who took that thing way too
And that's why she killed them!
Nope, absolutely not having it, Ben. You may not have physically, but you are just as bad.
It was a warning. She wanted me to see the man that she knew. She was trying to help me.
Jane, I'm a different person.
How does forgetting something like that make you a different man?
Jane is just left here now juggling both her self-epiphanies and also grovelling shitebag Ben.
I said wait, goddammit!
Wait for what? What can you say that will change anything?
She is done. She has rightfully had enough for now and she is heading to leave.
I need time to think. No, I don't. I won't spend my life with you.
Fuck, you go, girl. Jane is putting her foot down. She gets a snap. With the best thing that ever happened to him gone, Ben now just takes out the Polaroid and gets to snapping to try and find Megumi. He is shooting all around, and ironically, for a professional photographer, it is only the photo that he doesn't take that seems to be the best.
Honey, you gotta get that looked at. She's been with us all along.
Whoa, fuck. That's why his neck's been sore. Megumi has been trying to get a chicken fight going in the afterlife all fucking movie. Knowing that she is up there, and honestly, she must be a fucking pro at the Bucking Broncos to be up there after all this time. Ben is going extreme. And when searing his own neck doesn't work, we are now stripping down some wires because, you know, go big or go home. Well, home or the hospital. Ben has survived his attack on Megumi, which only hurt himself. I mean, he's definitely seen better days though, but he is breathing. He's just getting in some food and in one final shot in the movie. God damn, she is still there. And on that piggyback revelation, we are moving into credits. And that was Shutter. Well, the remake. We're about to go into the original. Now, I am going to be honest with you folk. I recorded this like last piece yesterday. And you know that way, like you'll have a conversation and then you'll be like having a shower and then you think about like how better you could have had the conversation. Yeah, I did that moment. So I'm back, it's the next day and I'm just outroing this. I think I found it so difficult because I want to talk about how they're different, which I will, but also they're very similar movies, right? So I was kind of tripping myself up by being like, this is how they're different, but also remember it's the same. So I'm going to come back in, take two, we're going to streamline this. First off, let's just talk about what we just watched and then lay the groundwork for the original. So you've got Ben, who is an arsehole that we don't realise until halfway into the movie, and then a way bigger arsehole by the end of the movie. He was with Megumi. What happened as we've seen, and she is now haunting. Now, it looks like she's taking out the friends, like she must be haunting them and like they're doing what they're doing to themselves because they can't handle it.
She was just on the street, she was pointing at me and just went the other way. She kind of creeps me out, man.
But what I quite like is with Ben, Megumi is a complicated ghost, which is a weird thing to say. Because most of the time I see a ghost and they're out for revenge and it's just kill them or torture them and do what they're going to do, but she's still with them at the end. Like, she clearly loves Ben, but at the same time is like getting revenge for what happened, and she tried to show Jane what Ben done so that they would separate, but she didn't want to harm Jane. Like, there's a whole kind of complex character to Megumi in her ghost afterlife, which I quite enjoyed. It does raise a few questions, like why doesn't she just kill the friends a bit more easily? But, you know, she's a complicated character. She's been through what she's been through, which I can't even imagine, and now she's dead because of self-deletion, and now she's in the afterlife trying to manage her own feelings because of like high emotions, and she's been brought back. It's a lot going on, but it's clear that she still loves Ben and wants to be with him. I fucking love the reveal that that's the reason his neck is sore, because she's just on his shoulders. Like, not in a million years would I have thought ghost piggyback, right? Like, that wouldn't have been a diagnosis for me. Like, it was good, it was well done. That's what we've actually seen, but the movie's obviously going for the theme of living with your decisions, your guilt, you know, the things that you've done in your life, and that's what Ben's going through. He's literally living with what he's done, and he's got guilt for it. Hence, Megumi on his shoulders. Like, it's the weight of his choices carrying him down. I like what they're going for. It's like the metaphors become real, kind of real. I like it. It was good. I mean, it's fucking horrible and sad, but it was good. Now, although we've seen the movie now, I do still stand by saying I think it's one of the better remakes out there, and I mean that because, like, structurally, they follow basically the same beat for beat. It's like they've taken product A, they've made product B, and they've changed a few things that I actually prefer the changes in. Going through the movie chronologically as best I can in my head, we are kicking off the original. Instead of Ben and Jane, we actually have Toon and Jane. It's Jane and both, makes it a bit easier. It's not them being married, but instead it's one of the friends. And I quite like this because we have the friend group conversation here where you kind of learn they're a bit scummy and you don't quite know what's going on with them.
ไอ้ลำบากไอ้จิมอีกไอ้หาแม่งให้ขอบงขอเบอร์ไอ้น้องหาอะไรไอ้พูดถึงไอ้
But then in the remake, because it's their wedding just before they move, we then catch up with the friends later in the movie. So both films have like a wedding and the friend conversation. They've just kind of split them up. I'm not mad about it. I quite like that change. The car crash happens in both, and I think there's immediately a significant difference in the movies here. Because we've seen Ben, right? Ben was out the car looking to see what happened and, you know, what's going on. However, in the original, it's still Jane driving. Toon is the passenger princess that he is. But he wants to fuck off from the scene as fast as he can.
No, Jane. Come back on.
The reason I'm highlighting this now so early is, one, these scenes literally are different, so it makes sense, but two, it feeds into the rest of the movie for me, because seeing the remake, Ben seemed like he didn't know what was going on until, like, it was in his face, like, oh, it's Megumi and it's a ghost and I'm going to be killed and all this sort of stuff.
How does forgetting something like that make you a different man?
But in the original, Megumi, who is also Nater in that movie, Toon actually comes across like he knows what's happening, like he's at least in the back of his mind, and there's the guilt behind it. And the fact that the whole movie is going for the idea of like living with your guilt and your decisions, it makes more sense. He's a much more interesting character to watch, because at that point, you don't know what's happening. Ben is out there trying to look, being a good Samaritan, fair play to you, Ben, but then Toon wants to fuck off in the scene, which could be taken as, I don't want any bother, there's no body there, let's just fucking get out of here. But in reality, once you rewatch it, he probably knew what was happening at this point, and he just wanted to get away from it all. Throughout the movie, there's a few random points of like hallucinations coming, and both characters can have them and like wake up from them, and it's the same sort of thing. Ben doesn't seem as bothered by them as Toon does. Toon has a weight on him and a face on him like, I fucking caused all this for myself. Like, he's like, I know what's happening right now, these visions are because of shit I've done. You'd never get that with Ben in the movie. Like, you never once think, oh, Ben is aware of what's happened and he regrets his decisions. It kind of takes away from his character a little bit. One of the things I was circling back to was, do you remember when we were told that the spirit photos could be living or dead?
I've seen pictures where living people have appeared.
Now, in the original, this isn't the case, no. There's one scene which is like the closest I could take to be like, maybe that's where they've pulled from. I'm just going to show it now and let me know what you think.
ผีประแช่มนี่ก็ประแช่มแม่งถ่ายวันเดียวกันเลยมึงรู้ไหมตอนนี้แกอยู่ไหนแกยังวนเวียนขายกล้วยแขกอยู่ซอยข้างๆนี่เองมันก็แค่ภาพซ้อน double expose out focus.
The man is literally a skeptic and making a joke about how the camera was at fault and spirit photos cannot be of the living. Like, how the fuck do you remake the movie, watch that scene, and then sit back and be like, oh, they can be alive too, make sure we add that in? No, they're not alive, they're only dead. For me, it's just so funny because there's no bearing on the movie of living people or in photos. Like, it's literally that scene, so they've heard somebody joke and be like, oh yeah, your camera's fucked because my aunt or my gran, whoever it was, they're still alive, they're selling bananas. And then the remake comes along and goes, oh yeah, live people can be in them too, by the way. High emotions. No, it's not how it works. As you'll probably have noticed by some of the clips I'm showing now, the original is much less extravagant than the remake, and I very much prefer that aesthetic. Toon is a photographer just like Ben, those things aren't changed, like honestly the movies are really fucking similar. But where Ben had moved to the city and was given a beautiful house and a full studio, his own dark room, all this good stuff, and his photo shoots were huge, Toon doesn't have any of that. And what I really like is it's very clear that he's converted his bathroom into his dark room. Like it brings the movie down a bit, and it does it in a good way, because we're meant to end this movie thinking all these people are pieces of shit, right? So the original is like normal people are pieces of shit. That's kind of what they're going for. But the remake, I don't know if they're trying an angle of like, oh, it's rich assholes that do this sort of thing. I don't know, I'm not going to go into that too much detail, but they really try and lavish up Ben's lifestyle and his friends, and then they're the same as like Toon and his friends. Like, I don't expect Ben to have moved into a shit apartment, not what I'm saying. But I do think it's a very specific choice to have made them so rich and clearly very like artistic and they've got money behind them. I don't know. It stood out to me. Both of these movies drop their bombshells at pretty much the exact same time. You know, we learn halfway through that they were together. Again, that comes on the back of Jane investigating, and while she's investigating, a photo falls. The only difference being in the original she was a classmate, and then in the remake she was an assistant, but all the pieces fit the same, like that all still happens. Of course, in the original, Nater's dad isn't annoyed that the son isn't a traditional son-in-law because we're all from the same area. But other than that, she's still like obsessive girlfriend, gifted him the camera, and that is where Ben/Toon got their friends to like get rid of them.
เป็นคนเก็บตัวไม่มีเพื่อนเป็นตัวประหลาดผมสงสารเขา
When we go to find Megumi/Nater in both versions of the movie, there's some things I prefer in both versions. It's one of those moments that really is different and like sets a tone for a moment, because in the original, when we go to Nater's house, her mum's there. What makes it even worse is Nater's mum doesn't tell Toon and Jane that Nater has died. No, she is saying that she's alive and she's a little unwell right now and she's in bed, and it's really creepy because we've been watching a ghost for like 45 minutes at this point. Like, we know something's up right now, and it really sets the scene. In both, we inevitably search the house as a whole, and we stumble across Nater's body, and it's fucked. It's fucked. And the movie then just has this little moment where we spend it with Nater's mum, and it's about her grief. You know, she's not dealing with grief, she doesn't want to cremate her daughter. There's this whole moment. It's really sad. It adds a bit of weight to the movie as well. And it's actually Toon and Jane that convince her to like go through with the funeral service and like it's best for her and all this. Of course they've got their own selfish needs. They want the body burned to hopefully stop ghosts. But it does add the element of Toon having a bit of empathy for somebody after we know what's all happened here. It's a nice element. I don't know if they've not included it because it would be much more difficult for Ben to come over to Megumi's mum's place, find Megumi's mum and convince her to have Megumi cremated. And, you know, it's like their customs and their culture, if that's the decisions they do, as well as the grief on top of it. So it's probably just cleaner we leave it out. And a really minor thing from these scenes that genuinely stood out to me was the fucking flies. I know, I feel like Walter White right now going on about the fucking flies, but hear me out. In the remake, the house is empty. We don't have anything. And then we get to the room with Megumi's in, and you see like a fly in the window, and that's the moment where you've already seen the bodies in there, and now you're thinking, oh, well, something's clearly wrong. There's flies, probably dead. Let's get into it. Boom, dead body. But it's in the original, we're sitting with Nater's mum, and we see a fly, and it's just there. And you don't really have to pay much more to it, but if you do, you realise, okay, there's flies buzzing about here, but there's not many, we're not drawing attention to them, and then when we find the body, boom, that's the reason for the flies. It's nice, it's a nice little bit of foreshadowing that we didn't need the dramatic boom fly swarm. Do you know what I mean? One thing I'm definitely calling bullshit on is in the remake where we're told that Jane was basically safe the whole movie, right? Because she has that epiphany where she's like, oh, Megumi didn't want to hurt me, she just wanted to show me and lead me to the clues to realise that you're a piece of shit, Ben. I'm all for that angle. It's a great moment, great reveal, and then looking back you're like, fuck, that's really interesting. However, she blew a window open in her face. Fucking what? Why have you done that, movie? There would have been so many other ways to do that scene where Jane is not injured in any way. And that wasn't even like they were going for Ben and accidentally got Jane with it. No, Jane's the only one at that window at that moment. Megumi clearly done that for Jane. But in the original, Jane is completely safe. Like, Nature does not in any way harm her. And then again, you finish the movie, you're like, fuck, okay, you were safe all along. Great little twist. Those scenes as well are very different because in the remake, they're a little bit more sexy, which, you know, appreciates up for opinion. And I hope you know what I mean by this, but it's just a very loud scene. There's a lot going on. There's screaming, there's explosions, there's a lot happening. Whereas in the original, Toon then tries to run away, right? He's at escape. He gets more hallucinations, which are absolutely fucked. And instead of Jane waking up in the middle of the night and coming to him, and that's how Jane got injured in the remake, oh no, he tries to escape himself and takes the ladder out of the building. The only problem is, yeah, ghosts know how to use ladders in ways that we don't, and it is fucking horrifying. So simple, so effective, right? Like, just coming down a ladder the wrong way is fucking creepy. Now to touch on the friends, shall we? Because in the original, what I think was really interesting is I think there was one extra friend. You know, like, Ben had 2, Toon has 3. Where we've seen both of Ben's friends be taken out in different ways, in the original, we spend a lot more time with one of Toon's friends, who we then see take themselves out the window, same as Bruno, but then we only hear that the other 2 friends have done the same thing. We don't show it, we don't need to spend time with them, but we're like, oh fuck, clearly they're all going out the same way, something's going on.
พี่หมายความว่าไงนะครับ
It's interesting because we didn't have to see them go out, but you still feel the weight of something is coming from Toon in the original because his friends are going out in the same way. We don't have to show it, you don't need that extra drama, we just know like his time is ticking down. And as for what happened here, well, let's just dive into it, shall we? We've seen the remake, I don't need to retread that any further. All the men in these movies, for the most part, they're scum, let's just put it that way. The initial plan in the remake seems very much to be though, what we're going to do is we're going to get Megumi drunk or drugged, or we're going to get her unconscious in some way where she's kind of aware of what's happening, take some photos that will shame her, and then she'll fuck off. I'm not saying it's a nice plan, a moral plan, or a legal plan, I'm just saying that was the plan, right? So they did start doing that plan, but then the guys are clearly the fucking worst and took it too far, and then that's why it left to Megumi deleting her save file, ghosts, and all these things have happened. And the reason I'm recapping this is because the photos are taken of her in her drunken state, and then the guys do the thing after the fact. And that's a key difference to the original, because in the original, they want to get her away all the same, but instead of getting her drunk, it's actually all the fellas that are drunk and they come up to her. And they then just take advantage, right? Like, it's not pretty, it's not great, but it goes the same way, right? But the key difference for me is, and why I'm touching on it now, is the photo angle and the reason they're doing it. They wanted her to fuck off. They've assaulted her, and this is the moment one of them turns to Toon and says, hey Toon, take some photos, while they're in the act, because then she won't talk. And you're like, look, I fully get there's an aspect of not speaking up, right? I get that there's an angle there, and you know, some women won't do it. But it's just the way these photos came about. Like, one of them was an absolutely heinous plan that then had what happened after the plan, and then in the original, they're literally committing a fucking crime, and he's like, evidence this crime please, that'll get her away. If she speaks up, they'll show the photos, and if she doesn't speak up, well then the photos go nowhere. So if she speaks up, the photos come out and they could probably get like jail time. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like it wasn't fully thought through that the evidence came from a fucking crime. That's all I'm saying. It's fucking horrible, but it was weird because I was waiting on like the moment happening where like they'd done the same plan, because I always watch Remake first, and he's like there and he's like, hey, document this. Why document this? No, like, do your horrible plan and then, but don't do any of it. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. And just to talk about the end of these movies, because again, they play out so similarly. Jane has the second revelation in both movies and decides to leave, and that's where Ben/Toon is alone in the apartment, just taking photos all around. And even as specific as it's being the photo that is not taken by them reveals Megumi Nator on the shoulders. Like, it's such a similar movie. And to talk about the end of these movies, because the through line has been either you live with your decisions and your guilt weighing down on you, or you don't live with your decisions. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, if you catch my drift, right? And in the original, it's very clear that the friends were being haunted and they chose to not live with it anymore. I find it then weird in the remake that Bruno seemed to be like in a daze and then he did it, the same as the originals. You know, fair enough, it follows the same trend. But then Adam got his eye blown out. Like, I know it sounds minor because in both versions the ghost led to a death. But if we're really going to split hairs here on the theme of the movie being remade, Adam didn't make a decision in that moment, right? Like, he didn't choose to not live with what he'd done. The ghost attacked him, and I feel like that slightly crosses a line. And this goes both ways, because at the end, because we know that the friends have all cannonballed out of windows, that is how Toon tries to do in the end. But then in the remake, after everything has came to light and we know what's going on, Ben is still trying to attack Megumi with like the burning thing, as opposed to, you know, coming to his own consciousness, realising what he's done and end it all. Do you know what I mean? It's weird to me that they've chosen to let Ben try and still attack the ghost. Like, no, motherfucker, the whole movie is about you dealing with your decisions. He still isn't up until that last point. At the very final moment, I'm sick of saying it, they play very much the same, where we've got the hospital, they're both in it. Toon survived the fall, Ben survived the burns. And we see the reflection of Megumi/Nator on the shoulders in the reflection of the window. It's very cool. I really like that final moment that they still have to live with it. One thing I'll give points to the remake over the original is that in the remake, Jane isn't there. In the original, Jane's there. I like the idea that Ben is alone with all of this now to sit with his thoughts, because Toon doesn't fucking deserve Jane. That's what I'm trying to say. Toon, you're the fucking worst. All your friends are the worst. You don't deserve Jane. It sucks that she's still there. Like, they might have needed a perspective thing, but like the remake just didn't. They're like, fuck it, you can see what he's doing. We've pointed a camera at it. And I don't know if the original just wanted it to be like, somebody's there, we're now seeing it sort of from Jane's perspective. Who knows? But look, that was the key differences for me and what stood out in both Shutter movies. Were the movies themselves absolutely incredible? That's completely up to you. I really like the fact that Megumi/Nator is a complex ghost who is still in love and still getting revenge. And it's not quite clear either way, like, because let's be honest, what Toon and Ben, and I say this with no sympathy by the way, they're still kind of being tortured and going through hell, right, by her sitting on the shoulders. But from her perspective, I don't think she's doing it out of a place of like, you need to deal with this. It's like love, because we've seen in the flashbacks that she would sit on their shoulders. I like it. But if we're talking strictly, they have a movie, they remade a movie, this is probably the best I've done on the channel yet, because, you know, like, One Missed Call's ending was subtle, it was slow, it subdued, and we had a fucking bombastic finale, for example. Yeah, here, I mean, at one point, I can't remember what I was looking for. I think it was like the first revelation, and I clicked on both versions of the movies, like runtime, and at exactly the same minute, the moments were carrying out at the same time. Like, it's really tight. But look, that was both versions. What did you make of them? Please do let me know. If you haven't yet and you do enjoy your horrors, please do consider hitting subscribe. That would be fucking incredible. Like the video while you're at it, that would be even more incredible. You can find all my socials down below, so you can follow, join the Discord, all that good stuff. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you in the next one.